everyone! So today I'm here to review the Sephora Collection Endless Kisses. The set retails for $28 US, $34 in Canada, and contains 8 glossy lip pencils that are 0.078 ounces each. The set is limited edition and listed as an online exclusive, however I found mine at my local Sephora store, so if you're interested in this set, it's worth checking out your local Sephora. Number 1 is described as a copper. Number 2 is described as a soft rose. Number 3 is described as a light pink. Number 4 is described as a coral. Number 5 is described as a hot pink. Number 6 is described as a fuchsia. Number 7 is described as a red. And number 8 is described as a purple. The Sephora Collection Glossy Lip Pencils individually retail for $10 US, $12.50 in Canada, and contain 0.1 ounce of product. According to the product details, the pencils in this set contain slightly less product than a regular pencil, making this set actually contain $62 US or $78 in Canada worth of product. While it's not the $100 US or $120 Canadian value that Sephora claims, you are still getting a good deal. The packaging is a regular plastic chubby pencil style tube. The bottom section of the pencils are color coded depending on the shade, and they are retractable so you don't have to sharpen these pencils. Convenience! I did notice while photographing and testing these pencils that the lid doesn't go on very tightly, and it tends to pop off occasionally, so if you're planning on throwing these in your purse or your makeup bag, just be aware of that. The pencils themselves have a slight fruity grape pop sort of scent that can be noticed and tasted on initial application. Number 1 copper is a light to medium copper beige with warm undertones and fine shimmer. This shade applied semi-sheer, mostly pigmented, and had a slight texture due to that shimmer. I also found that the shimmer in the product settled into the fine lines of my lips. This shade was a tad drying when worn and lasted 3 hours before fading. Number 2, Soft Rose, is a light to medium brown rose with warm undertones and a luminous finish. This shade applied semi-sheer and mostly even, as my natural lip color did show through in some areas. The consistency was lightly creamy but neither hydrating or drying when worn. This shade lasted 2.5 hours before fading. Number 3, Light Pink, is a soft pearl pink with warm undertones and an iridescent finish. This shade applied semi-sheer, mostly pigmented, and had a texture due to the shimmer. While the consistency was lightly creamy, I found that the color and shimmer settled into the fine lines of my lips fairly quickly. This shade was drying when worn and lasted 2.5 hours before fading. Number 4, Coral, is a medium coral with warm undertones and a luminous finish. This shade applied semi-sheer, mostly pigmented, and evenly. The consistency was a tad creamy, but it was neither hydrating or drying when worn. It lasted 3 hours before fading. Number 5, Hot Pink, is a medium bright pink with cool undertones and flecks of blue glitter. This shade applied semi-sheer, semi-pigmented, and had a texture due to the chunkier glitter. It was a tad drying when worn and lasted 2.5 hours before fading. Number 6, Fuchsia, is a medium to dark vivid fuchsia with cool undertones and a luminous finish. This shade applied a tad sheer, mostly pigmented, and evenly. The consistency was lightly creamy but neither hydrating or drying when worn, and it lasted 3 hours before fading. Number 7, Red, is a medium to dark berry red with warm to neutral undertones and flecks of gold shimmer. This shade applied semi-sheer, mostly pigmented, but uneven in some areas. The consistency was lightly creamy, but neither drying or hydrating when worn. The fine shimmer in this specific pencil didn't have a noticeable texture and lasted 2.5 hours before fading. Number 8, Purple, is a medium muted berry mauve with cool undertones and flecks of blue shimmer. This shade applied semi-sheer, semi-pigmented, and mostly even. It had a slight texture due to the shimmer, but it was neither hydrating or drying during wear. This shade lasted 2.5 hours before fading. So overall, in a whole, the pencils are sheer, non-moisturizing, and wear for a short duration of time, like lip balms. Since these shades are mostly sheer, please keep in mind that your natural lip pigmentation will show through and influence the color. They do leave a soft, glossy finish to your lips, so I can see the set being very appealing to those who love lip glosses, or people that are used to products not being very long-wearing or overly pigmented. It is a nicely valued set, and the selection of shades can be worn all year round, so I like that aspect of it a lot. So be sure to let me know in the comments below if you'll be checking this set out, if you've tried them, or what your thoughts are on these types of chubby pencils. As always, don't forget to check out my blog for more details, photos, and swatches, as well as like, comment, and subscribe to show your support. If you'd like to give me a follow, all of my social media links are listed down below in the description. As I always say, I hope you found this review helpful, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and thank you so much for watching.